So hi everyone, I'm Sonia Liu, co-founder and vice president of Blue Earth Roundtable. Welcome to today's roundtable discussion, cloud computer and its contribution in environmental change prevention and disaster relief. Since the founding of Blue Earth Roundtable, almost every week we receive phone calls and emails concerning environmental change. Questions like, how can we help? What can we do? Australia was engulfed by dust storms. Philippines hit by typhoon 4 times in a month. Swiss glaciers melt could potentially release toxic. Earthquake and tsunami in South Pacific and Indonesia, which caused thousands of people homeless, injured, and death. Why it felt like summer in October here in Switzerland, and at the same time, there was already a snowstorm in Beijing on the first day of November. So I know all of you are very concerned and want to help. I thank you for showing the great concern. From now on, I'm going to write out some tips and suggestions on Blue Earth Roundtable website. When you got the time, please also check it out and also share your thoughts and suggestions with us. When your logic and conscience begin to notice and care things around you, you turn that small love into big love. You love the whole world as if it were yourself. You discover a new whole dimension. This is the moment you truly care for all things. There are already many evidence pointing out that environmental change is real and serious, and it is a man-made activity's result. We have got only a few good years left that we can still do something today to stop the worst scenarios to happen. This is why I encourage we should change our daily behavior, habit, conscience, and attitude, even the life and societal system, because our human civilization is in great collisions with the earth. We will need a new harmonious ecological civilization, system, and governance in order to coexist with the different nations, culture, and especially to coexist with the earth. So we will continue to organize different roundtables to give you an opportunity and a chance to reflect and learn. We'll also invite leading scientists, politicians, experts, and scholars use roundtable discussion and creative dialogues together to find some efficient and ecological ways to transform our home, Earth, which allows more creativity, multicultural, hope, security, social harmony, and sustainability for all mankind. We'll also invest and fundraise for a few organizations and partners to realize our plans. For example, to implement our promoted ecological harmonious societal system in our ecological villages and communities trial sites, and to promote the establishment of a disaster relief command center and a cosmology and technology development center. Let me tell you, one of our partners is Global Village Beijing. Their founder is Ms. Sherry Liao, who is China's #1 environmental and green initiative evolutionary. After 13 years of hard work, Global Village Beijing has become one of the most influential NGOs in China by raising public awareness of greener life and climate change, which resulted more Chinese got the access and knowledge in conserving the environment. Her events and campaigns like Car-Free Day and 26C campaign were so successful and adopted by the China's State Council as a nationwide air condition regulation in 2007. Her organization also served as an information service platform, coordinating with international organizations and various governments to promote ecological concerns. So Sherry was also appointed as the environmental advisor of the 2008 Beijing Olympic Committee and design a greenifying Beijing. She is not just emphasizing sustainability, but also social harmony. So she's also promoting a LOHO, life of harmony, a low-carbon urban-rural cooperative economic model, which combines the Eastern philosophy of Eastern harmony with the Western practice of civil society. This model offers hundreds of millions of Chinese agriculture families a green path in 21st century. And her work not just raised the public awareness of Chinese citizens, but make its way into the mind of global citizens, and challenging us to think green in our everyday life. So her work has been recognized by so many world-known organizations and societies. For example, the Time magazine has once recognized her as one of the heroes of the environment in 2009, and she received the Clinton's Global Citizen Award in 2008. So save December 7th on your agenda. She'll come here to host our next roundtable to tell us a new harmonious ecological civilization and governance we are now promoting to the government officials, and also share our plans to establish ecological villages and communities trial sites. And of course, our second profound partner is Dr. Steve Chen. Steve is the chief architect and pioneer in cloud computing. He is a member of both U.S. National Academy of Engineering and American Academy of Arts and Science. He is the president of Third Brain Research Institute and has been providing supercomputing systems and application advices to U.S. Department of Defense, NASA, IBM, Exxon, Boeing, and many, many multinational corporations. The last but not the least, the U.S. Time magazine also once recognized him as a brilliant star in U.S. supercomputer technology. But all that did not satisfy and stop Steve. He abandoned his multi-million dollar enterprise and empire and found HealthGrid Technology Limited and Information SuperGrid Technology Corporation to use cloud computing to help public health challenges in remote rural areas in China. And since then, Steve has also been promoting his initiatives to government officials, corporations, and many societies all over the world. So now Steve and I will work together to deploy cloud computer in our established ecological villages, communities trial sites, disaster relief command center, and a cosmology and technology development center. So please join me to welcome Dr. Steve Chen.
Thank you, thank you for Sonia's introduction, and thank you for all your coming. And I have been here many, many years ago when I was working with the supercomputer in 1980s. Computer was a lot was shipped into CERN here. And I think one of the university here also still have my own machine. Not probably, or now in the museum pieces now. But that doesn't stop me. The last 15 years, I have been focused on breakthrough different kind of computers. And actually, a few years ago, I was presenting, after about 20 years, I didn't show up in the high-performance computing conference. Finally, they invited me to, you had to show up now. You have been hiding for 20 years. And then I show up in the Germany conference. And then I asked those people, say, I don't feel I left any at all because I saw you guys still working on this old architecture, but just you haven't changed too much. So anyway, the last 10 or 20 years, I'm working on the new style computer to solve a bigger problem, and let me explain to you what it is, okay? So you can see now it's called SuperGrid Cloud Computing to support new high-tech civilization eco-community. This is a very important subject And I would like to step by step show you how we arrive this step. Okay. Of course, this is already sure. This is 90 when I was young. Now this is just for the fun to watch it. Here I won't talk to detail. This just give you the whole history of design supercomputer. Or when you watch those English names, different names is to show the different architecture. For every architecture is grow when the supercomputer grows, a different architecture. Just like you build a high-rise building, 1,000 story of building, you use different material, different building block. With the, if the 100 story, then you different block. And the 10 story, you different black block. So every architecture I have been participate and also design the machine with it. So essentially, I grow up with all this architecture. And this is 1980, all this one example is 8 engines. I'll start with 2 engines of parallel supercomputer. Now become, this is 8 engine. Each machine costs $25 million. And very powerful. At that time, already used in many areas, cancer research and early universe, the Big Bang, to understand what it is, and hyperplane, and the aerodynamics, the airplane. So whatever you feel safe today with Boeing 737, 747, and to up to 87, most of the machines are using the machine to simulate the safety and the fuel efficiency. So a lot of applications have been developed over the last 20 years in the United States, and in the UK, and Germany, and French, and Switzerland, and also Japan. Not much in China and Asia because the system was heavily controlled, monitored by United States government. So they decide which country can get how big machine. Okay. So this is to kind of give you a general idea of what the machine look like. If you look in the, we try to solve the problem, it's a huge problem over there called Grand Challenge problem. And this, in 1980, we start which level of performance, so 1 gigaflop, 1 billion operation per second, meaning every second you do a 64-bit operation. So this is the lead time, about $10 million per machine, can do the 2-day weather forecasting. But the precision only up to 500 kilometers. So you can forecast the rain here, Zurich, but may ended up 500 kilometers away. But so now also over time it become more accurate. Machines more faster, then become more accurate. So become 3 days, and the accuracy become 100 kilometers, become 50 kilometers. So essentially, in order to solve this problem, have a lot of things you had to do to move up this level. So this thing as a grand challenge for human genome, ocean circulation, quantum dynamics, semiconductor modeling, all this we need 100 teraflop, 100 billion operations per second, okay? But so this is the machine right now we are building today. This is the machine we were 20 years ago. But now, interesting, this 20 years ago, each machine that speak here is $10 million, US dollar. This right now is 1 teraflop. 1,000 times of this machine only costs $1 million. So it's in the right direction because we are using the right approach. Why? Because this is the curve. Every time we have a bottleneck, we need to shift up. This is the turn, and we had to break through architecturally, using architecture to come out new material and new building block. And this is another term. 10 years ago, I started designing this machine, try to punch through this parallel, this curve. This becomes a 2-way parallel, 4-way, 8-way, 16, 64, 128, 512. Then dead end. No more possible. When you go this route, you know you still can build, but you need to build a machine with the power station to megawatt to support a machine, which is not achievable. So we have to break through again with the new architecture and make it cheaper and affordable. If you build a machine only one guy can use, that's no good. So the goal is to try to have many people can use. So this is new architecture. 10 years ago, in the United States, I raised about $50 million, and this become an industry trend now. Everybody follow this trend, okay? So the goal is reach about 1,000 parallel, still have high efficient the system. So this is the goal we need to punch through here. So but New York Times told me, tracked me down in China. He said, where are you? I said, I'm in Beijing. They come to take a picture of me. He said, have supercomputer will travel. Now, this is a joke, and this is actually like a cowboy, take the supercomputer running everywhere. But actually interesting is, that's exactly what I want to do. Move the supercomputer to everybody else, not just the United States, not just Europe, make the developed country can enjoy also. So that's why I started 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I pioneered this called grid supercomputer. How this computer can be running on the grid. So everybody can enjoy, everybody can use it, everybody can build it. So this is exactly what I'm trying to do for the last 10 years. So this is actually, everybody sees many, this kind of advantage. Everybody try to compete, actually get faster and faster. This has become 1,000 teraflop. And China already up to 100. They just announced last week, 1,000 teraflop also. Okay, so, but this is now I'm not worried about is, can you, 1,000 terabyte machine can only one guy or one unit, one company can use it. That's not good enough. What we have to do is broadcast the application and the platform for many people. So the current grid supercomputer we try to do is, instead of 1 teraflop, 1,000 teraflop, we have multiple city, multiple location can bridge together, become big machine, or you can run individually. So everyone. So this is the grid supercomputer, different architecture, and the principle is different. So, but if I have a n 100 teraflop, I can become a multiple teraflop or 1,000 teraflop machine. So that way you can be a small or big, and you can be a small combination or be big, very flexible. Allow many people can get on. So the goal is, what do you mean by super blade? This is the blade is like a jumbo jet. It's very cheap manufacturing, large platform, but the actual speed is generated by control, software, OS. This is really make a difference. If you don't have a very high efficient control management software, and this machine will turn like a turbo airplane, not the jet engine. Okay, so the difference between is control behind the software. So in principle, this is just like grid supercomputer is, you can scale up from one few small little blade all the way to 1,000 blades. Okay, so the single system. So a smaller one can be in a 4 blade. Now give me a roughly idea. Each blade equivalent to 5 to 10 server you have in your computer center. So if you look in your data center, about 5 to 10 server, you bring them together in one blade. Okay, and then you can scale up many one. For example, it can be a different application, can be a healthcare, everything. All can be single system running a large problem. So this is kind of real picture. This is those, all these components are building by commercial. You can buy, and nobody can control, monitor. So you can buy from, as a matter of fact, this was built, I helped them to build this chip to get the switch from Israel. And this company almost died. I'm the first one to use it and become successful, and then it went to IPO. Okay? So I did this thing many times in the United States. I helped 4 companies to make IPO because either here, I become the first customer, the first pioneer user over there. So this is, have been repeated many times. And why this grid supercomputer is so fast? This is like very simple architecture. This is switch is very point-to-point. Data switch delay time down to 3 microseconds. Instead of most people use the gigabit switch, become a network switch, then there will be as slow as 100 to 300 milliseconds. So the difference here is 3 microseconds or 100 to 300 milliseconds. So that means this can be run like a telephone switch. Instead of voice, there's a data interaction very quickly. So this whole thing become like the propeller and the jumbo jet propeller. This is like a blade, and this is like a fuselage, and this is a control. Okay. So the important thing is this machine now can have multiple applications running in parallel. This can be running not the 3 different types of models: distributed computing, parallel computing, and collaborative computing. This is a key difference. Everyone should know. This is a distributed, maybe 4 different applications. Maybe this is the game machine. This may be a healthcare, education. This may be weather forecasting simultaneously. And this can be 4 separate, completely differently. Or this can be a single application running 64 blades simultaneously running to discover the drug or weather forecasting. Or even bigger is a collaborative computing, meaning 4 separate applications can run parallel, but they synchronize as soon as they need to, and then parallel again. So this is a new application. For example, you can design a new game from here, or fighter from here all the way fight to here. They all continuously fight and without stopping. So all you have new complicated game, you can fighting from zone 1, city 1 to city 2 to city 3, city 4, continuing fighting different city. Today, all the game, you can only run in one city. Then when you get out of city, it's dead. You cannot go on. But in this machine, you can have many zones you can continue to play. Or you someday you can Las Vegas, you can have 4 different rooms. You can go into play different things at the same time. And in the meantime, you can know what's going on over other room. So a lot of fun. So this means give you a powerful vehicle to do many things you cannot do before. And also because they have many highly parallel architecture. So also this machine will have very trust. Sorry about having Chinese here because I don't have time to translate yet. So just going to give a key point is this kind of very highly productive, efficient, and trust. The system has to be very trusted because it has so many parallelisms. So we can have multiple safety, safeguard, encryption, decryption, and also different kind of safety authentication, multi-level of things. Just like in a bank, the big bank, you have multiple room, multiple layer of guards, and you can go through the one gate. You may not get to the second gate, already been caught. Okay, so the most of you heard about those bad thing about today is because only one layer. It's called Windows OS. Okay, there's a big hole, many patch. So you punch through one layer, it's gone. It don't go into your data, your application. This is a many layer, just like a big bang and multiple private room before you can go all the way to in. You already been caught. So this is again, I haven't changed it. Is the advantage is highly parallel architecture, and it's very balanced, and the massive parallel computing, I/O, and storage. There's a key word is because this kind of system is a supercomputer itself. It's not just a server on top of a server. So it itself is a single system. You can have a running very fast computation and a large I/O and or storage. And also they can port any kind of software already exists today. So whatever software you're running today, immediate port, just one few hours and port it once and become virtualized. So now from that point on, the application can move around from one point to another point and even through the internet to the other place, location. So this is called application virtualization, not just hardware, okay? So this is an important thing. This architecture will allow you to do a many called cloud computing shared platform, allow many people to run application many locations. Okay, I'll talk more about. So the application-wise, let me explain. For science engineering, you'll be petroleum and the mining exploration. For weather forecasting and disaster minimization and prediction, and the biomedical research and the drug design, aerospace, aeronautic, shipbuilding, and aerospace, sustainable energy source, and the new material. All those are very fast, still moving ahead, need a fast speed. So this can be running on this great supercomputer, of course, and also make a bigger and bigger problem can be solving by multiple machines linked together, run together. So I will give you more example. And then essentially, besides this science engineering, we move into the social economic side. So this is the last 10 years I have been working very close to make sure this new Greek computer not only can serve traditional science supercomputer like CERN is doing. CERN today doing a lot of this area, including energy, okay, or even the fundamental physical particles. So this is the one tradition we're running on this grid. More important now, I'm trying to run it in social economics, digital hospital, telemedicine, digital school, remote education, digital home, media, cultural, arts, entertainment, including film, okay? And financial service system, real-time monitoring, analysis, and risk analysis. And this is very important to today's audience, and I will talk about more about that. And also security systems, real-time, especially video rich, okay? This is a lot of countries all needed the analysis. And transportation, electricity, green computing. How do you measure what the, because we want green, but you have energy from different sources. So every home maybe have smart meter now. You need to capture them to monitor them when you turn it off. Whether it's from sun or from the wind or from the oil fire. So including the logistic and also the system design, precision design, the collaboration design. This is a major difference than the last supercomputer we did before. Before just used for this science engineering. Now I think have more impact in more people in this domain now. So this is also, I have spent the last 10 years quietly designing this machine for this major effort, able to move the impact beyond just a company, science engineering, to the socio-economic. And because of this, also caused me to think about much more higher level. With this kind of system now, we're going to eco-city, eco-community design, because this all involved in the future, the eco-design community. So this is the first generation, 2001, was built in the United States. This is the third generation now, it's still running in Beijing. It's running in biomedical research, drug design. SARS vaccine was discovered by them first. I think the flu H1N1 probably is also discovered by them today in China. Still running, and 128 parallel. When I was, before I gave it to this, sell this machine to them, the researcher can only find, if you're lucky, 6 weeks find one target, DNA target. Now, with this machine, 128 parallel, discovery same time, 3 days they find a target, 3 days find a target. So the difference between with this platform or no different, the tremendous difference. If we don't have this platform, this graduate or postdoc or doctor, he may not find any result before he graduate. And after graduate, he get married, and forget about the whole thing. So such a waste of the resource of human being. So that was the one, and that's the one they are doing the drug design simulation, fundamental gene research, central disease control for China. This is the fourth generation, also made in Shenzhen, China. Now was used in Hong Kong weather forecasting. For Hong Kong is one of the very special areas, have a so complicated. They want to be accurate enough, 5 kilometers, such that the 747 fly into it doesn't flip over. When they have a very severe wind, they don't want to flip over. And it did happen once in China Airline from Taiwan, almost flip over but didn't kill people. But once it's enough. So they don't want to happen again. So they need a big platform, allows them to do a very complicated weather model, including ocean model, including land model, including radar local and 24-hour forecasting. So they can tell the 747 doesn't land it at that time. So it's a very complicated model, and the model is come from Japan, and Japan is come from UK. So all these models already exist, but without the big machine, they cannot run the model, so they cannot forecast. And this is the fifth model now in production. So this is the one in production today. And also I'm shipping today to our health grid in China for the healthcare purpose. Although right now the system is all smaller one in the hospital, in the city, county hospital, but in the cloud computing, you can, in the big city, can use a big machine like this. Okay, so right now, just give you a comparison, in this machine, this is a third generation, 1, 2, 3, 4 cabinet, just like a 4 air conditioner stand up. This is about 128 blade is 1 teraflop, okay? So now this fifth generation already reduced to one of them is 1 teraflop. And the price is even cheaper now. So So all in the right direction. So now you can see this is a 1 teraflop. So one city can start with 1 unit or 2 units or 3 units, depending on how many people. Like Zurich has 3 million people. We start with three racks, just like 3 air conditioners stand up, and you can support almost whole city. So 1 application, 2 applications, and you have more applications. You can be educational, healthcare, keep adding and scale up. So there's still single machine running very highly efficient. So now let's talk about what we mean by cloud. The new economy is the following, and this is a big shakeup right now. If you can see the last 20 years, 30 years, all the software application all sell by copy. Okay, if I sell your server and your company or bank, every 3 years come back and say, okay, you need to upgrade. Same thing, software upgrade. And then do it, repeat every time, so much waste. Okay, so now in the cloud, the computing, no longer that's the case. It's share in the cloud, the biggest machine you can imagine, and you don't have to buy yourself. You just pay for use. This is the kind of new model, just like you pay for utility, electric utility. You don't have to buy your generator. You don't have to buy the control monitor. You don't have to learn how to do it. You don't have money. I just pay for how much electricity I use. That's the electricity is equivalent to information service. Okay, so now you can see this the cloud is very similar to electricity. All kind of applications can be running over there. So all you need is just access this and this utility on the cloud. Just like me right now, I'm just using this one. There's a netbook. This is all I need. When I go to the airport, everything I just come up, link up to there. All the application, big data set, all running in the cloud. And I don't worry about it. I lost this one because data is all there. So also safe over there too. So this machine become very simple. I don't need a very expensive one. Ultimately, this machine did $100 US dollar or even less. And by the way, even smaller one, I have this 10-inch because I want to see a bigger one. So for teacher, students, better this size. But for kids, maybe have PDA or 3G phone or MP4 like can carry it over here. All are part of this device terminal into the cloud. Okay. So we can see this architecture is very simple. This in the cloud. Right now in China, we have first cloud service, the healthcare. Okay. Then you going down here, and on the cloud backbone is the telecom, fiber channels cloud. And then going down, it can be all kind of device. Can be educational healthcare, information rural area information terminal, personal entertainment, can be home entertainment. All these terminal device become unified. So you look in the Google is doing that right now, try to come up with a phone allow you to do this. So, okay, everybody do the same thing. And Apple is doing something here too. So what we want to do is from the cloud, we're going to enable all kinds of terminal. Doesn't matter who you build, we just enable it. So wherever you buy and you access to the cloud, we care about this. We care about this linkage and safety and quality. For example, when I open up, we now offer this one to our village doctor, barefoot doctor in the countryside. They carry this one. The one doctor that can take care of about 1,000 villages. All healthcare records are stored here, all treatments here, all the educational materials here, all prescriptions over there. So all that he needs is 4 different functions over here, and he carry it with him, with the wireless, with the 3G. So this is all they need. Okay. So with this, when they open up, connect to the cloud know who you are, what you need, and what project you're involved, essentially what service you subscribe to, and it will push some necessary information for you instead of you get on the cloud to looking for yourself. There will be a lot of garbage there. So this is a very huge market. This is already prediction. This is just beginning already. Multiple sources, they become 2008, $16 billion to $42 billion. I think real case maybe to $100 billion above within a few years. Because this whole thing started to replace the old economy, sell one copy, upgrade every 3 years, hardware and software, no longer the same architecture. So a lot of manufacturer, design house, hardware and software application are nervous because no longer you can sell individual copy and go out there. Because essentially, will be whoever doesn't know how to move up to this cloud-based economy, and they will be out. Okay, so it's just similar to like AT&T. When the internet come, they miss it. So ended up AT&T lost the whole thing. They become just left a logo only. Okay, no longer AT. They're just a logo company. So you heard a lot of name, cloud. So economists in this level recently announced everybody tried to get jump battle. IBM, Google, Microsoft, but remember, all those are individual cloud. The cloud itself just one individual. What we need is this cloud, real cloud. So mean when I get up here, it's completely seamless. I don't have to care about you have 10 center, then you have a mist here and there. Or just between my center and your center doesn't work together. Okay, it's terrible. That would be like a traditional data center, hook them together, federate them a model. That's not a cloud. This is real cloud. Okay. So this cloud means we are building. How do we do it? We do it is take every city in the world. In Zurich, for example, one. In Europe can be 50 cities. Each city has 1 million people. Then we'll put a one node. Okay. So now you can connect this, each city one node and scale up individually. And that become a grid, a cloud grid. So then can share each other. They can work individually and also can share each other. Okay? And also, when this node is broken or damaged, you can fire up over here and here. Immediately, nobody can damage this site forever. Because if you do it right, with the right service level, your data may show up here, application may here or here, depending on how do your service level provisioning. So essentially, a very trust system, because other, so this will be, for example, I can run the whole weather forecasting. This whole model, everyone on simultaneous parallel. That computational and data set is huge. So you can do it very accurately. You cannot do it before. So right now, CERN maybe have one machine here. Actually, you have 10 different in Europe or 50 different CERN simultaneously do the same thing, or different thing at the same time. Evenly, maybe all combine, all the CERN machine together, but the daytime maybe still running by itself. Okay, so this is the core grid or the cloud computing, real cloud. This one connect to another one. This may be China, US, maybe Southeast, the whole world will cover. And in the meantime, allow you to have a private cloud. For example, some government want to own it privately, and it's a public cloud, which you can join together when you need to. And can. So this, another way to think about is this almost like from enterprise IT that ride a bicycle, you move the internet data center, or just like here, now you move to here now. So this is SuperGrid. Grid supercomputer is like a bullet train. It's running across the whole world grid to be very fast instead of internet data center, which most of the cloud, take this one, make it bigger, and connect them, few of them, 10 of them, 20 of them. That's not the same thing we talk about here. Okay. So this machine can be small or big, depending on the number of population. The importance is to grow, we're going to grow the size of SuperGrid worldwide. So we estimate every whole city, whole globe, like maybe 500 cities. So 300 to 400. So we already present this picture to the Middle East, Bahrain, the Economic Summit a couple of weeks ago. And they are very interested, okay, because total cost probably to replicate the whole world about only $2 billion. They lost 20 trillion dollar over the last bubble. So they say this is good. They want to be able to build this thing up for themselves, also for Middle East. And improve the efficiency of each grid supercomputer. Over a year, each year will be more product, more dense, and more high performance coming out. And appliance, we're going to be lined up with many strategic application content provider, like a game development. In Korea now we are putting the first node with the game development company. Korea has about 100 of the game development company, and they design the game. Okay, they will port over this machine, and we'll let them use it and finish. We release them over grid, over China and the US immediately, simultaneously. Same time, in China now, we are talking about a film production rendering service. So when you're US or Australia, the film, they don't have enough power, they come to over here to do the rendering and finish, send it back. So this is a very powerful machine, can do many applications. Then we will enable a lot of these terminal device and openly. So you think an iPhone today is a little tiny platform in the terminal. You blow them up, 10,000, 100,000, million times bigger. That's this machine. So both are open platform. They are linked to each other to provide the. So the business model is public and private. These two different things will be connected side by side. So if the private cloud, they don't have enough application to run, we can come in, sign the service level, turn your machine off for you. There's a green computing. Or you don't mind, we can come in with other people's application running on your machine. In the meantime, we'll pay you. So essentially, we use every machine is running, we can pay for use, and also can make it. Right now, you know how big a lot of company or a lot of big government office have a big machine. When they had no use, they're still running, still running the power. I think CERN have the same problem. Okay, you know all those machines running, you know how much power they generated. So the kill the CO2, that's the biggest one you can kill first. Is make sure it's no use, you turn it off or turn it down, or have somebody else using them for productive use instead of just running, turn on the clock, turn the machine. So this is very interesting. SuperGrid cloud, the more you have on the grid, the more efficient and more cheaper. Okay, if you do the traditional server farm, the more you go, the cost of ownership get higher because now you get more complicated. Okay, so this kind of SuperGrid power is the more you go because they can share each other, they can feed each other, and also get the efficiency not from your own site, also share with the other site the efficiency. So the application is very determined, as I say, science, they have petroleum, weather forecasting, biomedical research, etc. They're all here. And about digital healthcare, educational, governments, commerce, media, entertainment, financial service, public safety, and logistic. Okay. So many applications can be running on this cloud base. So some companies are successful. Like Salesforce.com is one of them. Now you can have more and more people move the application over the cloud. So you can the Amazon.com started some of them. Microsoft will say, I have something for you. Now they most are doing from the application side, software side, not from the system side. Okay. So our goal is we're going to try to do as a central hub, a CC, China, US, EU, the South American, that we have major city hub, major continent hub. And then each hub is own network, sub-network, and they all come spare each other and across the ocean. And we replicate the world top 300 countries within 5 years. So the deployment plan is year 1, 5 cities, year 2, 30 cities, year 3, 90 cities, 180 cities, 300 cities. This is the public hub. It doesn't include in the private. Private, we expect 200 more. So total about 500 hubs in the whole world, we connect them. And we have 50 major cities in China, 50 major cities in North America, 100 million in Europe and the Middle East, 100 million in Asia, Pacific, and South America. So this is I call real cloud, seamless. When we do that, there's no leakage. Okay, there's no bandwidth, there's no trouble cannot get something out. If you remember that recently, you heard all the news about Google cannot support and sometimes just downtime all the time because they are going to steal the traditional way as a major hub, and then either bandwidth problem because they're not distributed fast enough. So they're stuck. So it's what happened many times. And Microsoft Cloud lost the data for the customer. So many happen if you do a traditional way. So for example, if you go back this picture, most of this cloud they're talking about here, this one, just make this much cloud bigger. Okay, this is not bullet train. This is the make a bigger car, make a bigger, more put together, lump them together, chain them together. It's not equivalent to this speed. Okay, so that's the cloud Microsoft is doing. Now Microsoft building one data center, $1 billion, just one. You're going to put a whole bunch of this, chain them together. This is different than this kind of design. Okay. Okay, now we are talking about real stuff. This is the concept, but I always believe on concept is no good. You already need to try. So we already started 4 years ago. I already started first build in Beijing, concentrated to build the first trial site in healthcare, because this is a tremendous volume of data I need to handle. So what they mean by that is, you just heard about Obama in U.S. just get the permission to do a $1 trillion healthcare project for U.S. citizens and build a health record, preventive medicine. This is exactly what we started 4 years ago in China. And China already understand it, and we started pioneer first. In the rural area and the minority area, finally the government say, great, we understand how to do it. So already announced it, $125 billion over the next 3 years to build this system, and then after that, maybe $1 trillion over 10 years to build. So they already make a policy. 3 years from now, every Chinese citizen should have a personal health record to guide the cloud, to guide their preventive medicine and telemedicine and all those activities. And each person is going to have from child birth until you die, come with you a personal health record to go with you. And this will be stored in the cloud, and then will be used when you emergency or can be in a preventive medicine or